A topic being talked a lot about there, billionaire George Soros using his annual Davos dinner to criticize China's President Xi.
That's right. George Soros tends to use his dinner here at Davos to pick a villain or two that he's going to criticize. This year it was the Chinese president and the Chinese regime in general. He said that President Xi was the most dangerous opponent of those who believe in the concept of open society, drawing particular attention to what he felt was the danger of China's influence in the artificial intelligence and machine learning industries, saying that those tools give an authoritarian regime an inherent advantage over open society. He also flagged the concerns over China's proposed social credit system and how technology could influence the scores that are being given to Chinese citizens under that system being proposed. In China. He did, of course, mention the US-China trade dispute as well, saying that there was a risk this Cold War between the US and China could become a hot one. But he did call on President Trump to have a response to what the Chinese are doing and to be strong in those engagements. Now, George Soros, as I say, picks out someone every year to criticise. He's someone who's criticised Donald Trump in the past. He's criticised giant tech companies in the past as well. He did have some support in the audience of his dinner, though. Kenneth Roth, who's the head of Human Rights Watch, saying that he also agreed that President Xi was a danger. So billionaire George Soros is someone that is listened to here among the Davos attendees, and he does have a tendency to pick out an enemy or two in his speeches.
And Stephen, let's talk about those attendees. The gender gap at Davos remains huge. Some 22% of official participants are women. Is that a topic that's getting a lot of attention there?
I mean, it's something that comes up every year. 22% is a slight improvement over last year's 21%. And if you go back to sort of 2014, it was only 15%. So there are incremental, very small incremental increases in the number of female participants in the World Economic Forum. These are the official 3,000 business leaders, political leaders, head of NGOs, etc., that participate in the World Economic Forum events. There are many more people who are here in Davos at side events, which make up part of what this event is. It is a number that's only been increasing very slowly, as you say, so just under 700 of those 3,000 attendees are women. This ties in with a result published by a survey, I should say, published by the World Economic Forum earlier this year, saying that it would take over a century for women to achieve power and pay parity with men. So I suppose that's being echoed in the discussions that are having here in Davos. I've been talking about it to Vivian Hunt. She's the managing partner for the UK and Ireland from McKinsey, and we were discussing how the importance of this imbalance needs to be addressed in Davos.
Who's in the room does matter, and the good news is 22% for the official delegations is the highest it's ever been. We can say the same at McKinsey, where for our official delegation is 40% and the most women overall. So the needle is moving, it's real progress, and whilst I've only been at Davos 4 years, I can even see a change in that short period of time. That said, that doesn't approach the voice, representation, economic weight, or talent that women represent in the global economy. And so we would challenge Davos to continue to elevate the issue and get more representation in the room. The good thing is when you have a wide range of women, you'll have a wide range of talent, skills, backgrounds, and that'll add to the debate. I spent some time at the Equality Lounge earlier this week, and it was interesting to see the number of male CEOs who were also on the agenda and taking time not only to speak in that forum, but also gender parity and its economic impact in others. So to have CEOs of Equality of Jamie Dimon or Don Flint of HSBC, many others that I could name, it gives me courage that companies are changing, not just lip service.
Beyond representation of women at Davos, how do you get this message across to companies across the board, your clients that you work with?
We know from our research about women's economic representation in the economy that women add value, and indeed some industries, some countries can't grow without increasing their female participation, and that's terrific at a macro level. But for companies to act, they have to have a business case that's specific to their business, specific to their division, a why that makes sense to their employees, because then they understand that increased representation and leadership is about competitiveness. It's not about just representation, quotas, or numbers. I would also say that the more specific and bespoke you make your approaches on diversity and inclusion, extending including but extending beyond women, the more differentiated the approach can be. I don't want to see every telecom company competing in the same way or thinking that women alone is the way to get to more inclusive, diverse talent.
Because it has to be more than tokenism.
It absolutely does. And the companies in our Diversity Matters and Women Parity data set that have a diverse, multi-strand strategy are the ones that are most competitive. The most successful companies are more diverse and apply bespoke strategies. And that's what we hope firms, and attendees at Davos and well beyond will take on board.
And are you optimistic the companies are taking that message on board?
Well, the pace of change is slow. I mean, we can't stand here and pretend that we're at the numbers of representation, promotion, leadership, or business impact that we want. But there is real progress being made. And most important, the companies that are most successful are the ones making the most progress. So we are optimistic.